Hey there, welcome back to Star Trek Resurgence. Last episode, Takan kicked our asses. This episode, let's see if we can, at least start to turn things around.
It takes a minimum of 8 crew on the bridge to run the ship, so we can expect at least that many hostiles.
Probably a lot.
They bioformed Hadri. They know we're coming.
Which means everyone needs to be ready for... Take cover!
For this.
Now what? We need that door sealed.
We can handle that. Where do you need us?
There's an access panel there. You should be able to patch into the local systems. We'll be shot getting there. I'll cover you. On my signal. Now!
What a weird sort of duck walk. Honestly, the smart thing to do is to just run. You gotta do the Naruto run for some situations like that.
Looking for the bridge doors. Wait, what's this?
Got something?
Gravity. If I invert the artificial gravity inside the bridge, that'll throw anyone on the bridge right up into the ceiling.
He'll never see it coming.
Itasca, get ready to charge!
Charge?
Reversing gravity polarity. Now!
Eh.
Amazing.
Close in!
How do we get them down?
Shoot them. That'll work.
What are we gonna do with them?
We don't have time to take prisoners.
So you're just gonna shoot him?
I haven't decided yet.
That's not just up to you.
I'm the ranking officer.
And we're not in your army.
Yeah, let's play.
These prisoners could be useful to us. But if you kill them, we'll never know.
I can live with that.
Well, I can't.
You're an engineer, not a soldier.
Yep.
This is clearly my territory.
You think you have enemy combatants here? This is a hostage situation. Each one of them has an innocent life inside. I'll keep watch on them.
As will I. We can't let our guard down around the enemy.
Petty Officer Diaz and I will figure out how to stop the ship.
Let's hurry. The rest of the Takan could show up any minute. Crystals. They're all over this place. Huh.
Careful where you point that thing.
It's not active. I can't see any way this would work as a weapon. It's dead.
Out of ammo?
I'm not sure.
It may be that it requires,
Everything under control?
Yes, these Takan haven't made a move. Yet.
And what you're doing is working.
There's plenty more I can do. But it doesn't have to be that way. As long as they behave.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that the guns require the Takan to function.
Any trouble?
Don't worry about me. Worry about Stretch over there.
Why?
He's looking for any excuse to vaporize the prisoners. But I'll make sure he doesn't. Even if they're the enemy, it's not right.
I'm here if you need a hand.
Just hurry up and figure out this bridge. That's the best way to help.
For an engineer, she doesn't do much engineering help.
Gotta figure this out before we get wherever we're going. If the Resolute can't catch up to us, we're in a whole different kind of trouble.
Nice view.
This console looks unaffected. Look here. It's navigational data.
We saw that already. Headed to the edge of the galaxy.
It's only a display. We couldn't use it to change course or alter speed.
Suppose if you, wait, is it even possible to miss the thing earlier?
Where's the captain?
Captain Ostego did not survive the atmosphere poisoning.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He died defending the Empire. That's how he'd want it.
Yeah, poor guy. So I think that leaves him in charge of the ship then.
There are two interfaces on top of each other.
This is not Lydian programming.
These crystals are Takan technology. They seem to be active, just like the rest of their tech. Tetrametric pulses.
Tetrametric?
It's the energy signature of Takan technology. Everything they make gives off this type of radiation.
They're blocking the inputs. It's not responding at all.
Makes sense.
Everything I try, it just ignores me.
I thought you had the access codes needed to take control back.
I should, but I can't actually get to the surface, so I can't enter them here. Maybe there's somewhere else I can try.
It's the Takan language.
From what I can tell, the ship's systems are actively responding to input.
Which is the opposite of how most bridges work. They usually send commands, not receive them.
It's from an intrusive program. This control station won't do us any good either. What have they done to this bridge?
Consoles running themselves, some clogged up with crystals that are sending off tetrametric pulses.
But none of this is sending signals outward. It's receiving.
They're flying the ship from somewhere else.
That should be impossible. But it explains why there's less than a full bridge crew. If they aren't flying the ship from the bridge, where are they controlling it from?
Draconian crystal growth infesting Lydian technology. Growth has disabled normal use of this console. Growth is receiving signals from another location. I said something up here. I think I was just seeing stuff outside the ship. The console is operating by a remote signal administrator. Permissions are disabled.
We're gonna be there in less than an hour.
We can't let that happen.
Hold on, it would take days to go this distance with our fastest ship. We're traveling at a warp factor many times greater than this ship should even be capable of. What are the engines doing to produce this kind of speed?
The Zelda engines are running at 127% of maximum output. This should be impossible, but Draconian modifications to the vessel may have increased output limits beyond factory settings. Clearly.
The engines are redline, running at full power. But this main drive manifold is spiking way over nominal levels.
Very dangerous.
Even at 100% output, the warp cores wouldn't push this much plasma to the drive section.
The reactor output matches the high speed, doesn't it?
Whether it's these crystals or the power from the Cartabula, the Takan have found a way to increase the engine output and top speed. We have to find a way to hit the brakes before we outrun anyone who could help us.
We stop it, so they can't get this ship where they're going, and enact the next phase of their plan. That is, if they don't destroy us all first. I would have thought this ship would disintegrate going this speed. But somehow, that hasn't happened yet.
So what is their endgame? They've transformed individuals, they've transformed this ship, in a way. How far will they go?
As far as we let them. The technology certainly doesn't seem to have limits.
I hate to think what the Cartabula could do if it was plugged into something it was meant to power.
Well, that's bad. It just crashed on me. Good times, good times. Alright, let me get back there. Alright, back to pretty much where I was before.
For the power from the Cartabula, the Takan have found a way to increase the engine output and top speed.
Hopefully it
We
doesn't
have
crash
to find
again.
a way to hit the brakes before we outrun anyone who could help us.
We stop it, so they can't get this ship where they're going, and enact the next phase of their plan. That is, if they don't destroy us all first. I would have thought this ship would disintegrate going this speed. But somehow, that hasn't happened yet.
Lucky us.
That's just two sides of the same coin.
It's what?
Either way, we both want to stop the Zeldi.
Ah, yes. And we will find a way to do it.
Just gonna be tough.
I hate to think what the Cartabula could do if it was plugged into something it was meant to power. That's everything. We got some answers.
I don't like what they tell us, though.
If we can learn nothing else, then what's left is to make these Takan talk. And if they don't, we'll dispose of them.
Hey, that's not how we do this.
That is enough from you.
Good cop, bad cop.
I thought that thing was useless.
It was. No power. Until he touched it.
So it responds to the con.
It must be biocoded.
Our technology will only work for one of our kind.
I can assure you, this weapon works just fine for me.
Slow down, Arminta.
You can't control this ship with the disruptor.
But I can use it to control you.
Ah!
Let's talk.
Yeah. Time to talk.
The
Number
Titan's
one.
communications officer says
Nice.
Captain Riker will be ready in just a moment. You need to see this. The report on the data breach.
Damn. It's worse than I'd hoped. They didn't just compromise our shields. They stole the shield algorithms for all of Starfleet as well. Meaning every ship is potentially vulnerable to attack, making this so much worse than it already was.
Given the potential consequences, we should notify Starfleet as soon as possible.
I don't disagree, but I'll reach out to Ambassador Spock about it. I don't want to cause a panic.
That
I doubt
part's
he
fair.
does either.
I have Captain Riker for you.
Let's not mention any of this shield business to Riker just yet. Put him through.
I mean, he's not, don't want to cause a panic. Fine, that's fair. But I don't know.
Captain Riker, this is my first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
My pleasure.
Sir.
I wish we were all meeting under better circumstances.
So do I, although you and I have actually met before.
Jonathan Frakes, reprising his role as William Riker.
We have.
I was a young lieutenant on the Potemkin. You were first officer on the Tuckerman. I piloted you and our science officer in a shuttle to survey quantum resonance in the planetary rings of Residius 6.
Ah, yes. And now I remember.
You know, he gave me some good advice that day about a very difficult job. Yours.
Well, I'm not one to turn down some words of wisdom, sir.
And let me ask, as first officer on a starship, where does your responsibility lie, first and foremost? To the captain, the crew, or the ship itself?
Oh, this old chestnut.
Good question. Not th I'm gonna say the crew.
I am curious to hear what she says, though.
Ultimately, my responsibility is to the crew at large.
The needs of the many. You have been hanging around Ambassador Spock. But the truth is, it's a trick question. Every situation is different, and there are no easy answers. And in some cases, it might not be any of those three. It could be the prime directive, or the mission.
Yes, so perhaps we should get to the matter at hand. When you were with the Enterprise, you encountered a Takan entity known as Portal 63. The Enterprise was held captive in orbit until you were able to convince him to let the ship go.
All of which is detailed in the mission report.
What we want from you is what we can't get from the report. What can we use to get Portal 63 to help us?
I've often thought about that over the years. How a small difference in the encounter could have led to disaster. The most important thing is, don't let him push you around. He can appear as a man or as a godlike projection. He'll test you, but don't be overwhelmed by the pageantry and theatrics.
I'll stand up to him. You can trust in that.
Good, but that's just the first step. Portal is full of bluster and bravado, but he can be reasoned with.
Struck by Jara's confidence when discussing seeking help from Portal 63. I mean, yeah. I've been playing Rydek as pretty unflusterable. You know, maybe a little bit flusterable by Tylus. I guess a little bit by Bedrosian early on. I suppose realistically, Tylus hasn't actually flustered Rydek yet. Tylus has been the one getting more flustered. But I don't care. I'm shipping it. I am shipping this. Jara and Tylus, I am on board that ship. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. Rydek's not one to back down.
And that's my other piece of advice. You want to appeal to him rationally. You don't want him thinking you're acting out of fear.
But we are afraid of the Takan, and with good reason.
He's not the sort to suffer fools. And he'll lose interest if he feels his time is being wasted.
I suppose that's one thing we have in common.
Do you think he knows that the Takan have returned?
He didn't even know they were gone when we went there. But the moment the Enterprise dropped into orbit around Delphi Ardu 4, he downloaded the entirety of the ship's computer. So I'd expect the same when you get there.
What if he won't cooperate and we have to face these Takan ourselves?
Then we have a much bigger problem on our hands.
What I mean is, in the 16 years since you discovered this outpost, There has to have been research. Battle plans for what to do about the Takan if we encountered more of them. I need to know what they are.
If I had that answer, it would have been the first thing I told you.
We both know Command has had their share of hidden plans in the past. Like Admiral Hansen and Captain Shelby's Special Projects Division at Starfleet Tactical, devising new ways to take on the board.
Trust.
Captain Shelby. Nice callback there. When we first... Shelby appeared in 2 episodes of Next Generation as a commander. Gunning to be first officer of the Enterprise, actually. She actually appeared a lot in one of the novel series by Peter David. I forget what the novel series was, but she was first officer on some ship, on the ship that was sort of at the center of that one.
This isn't some Starfleet conspiracy to keep you in the dark. But if you two don't think you're equipped to make contact, you need to tell me now. Because there is no silver bullet here. Now's not the time to hesitate. I need to know you're up to this.
There are some things you can't be prepared for. And if there are no specific tactical solutions, we'll just have to take our chances.
I had to go with that option, because it's a classic Kirk quote. Risk is our business. It's why we built this ship. It's why we're on her. It's, he gave... It's one of the best speeches Kirk gave in the original series. So, I had to go with risk is our business.
After all, risk is our business.
We try to mitigate that risk as best we can. But the Starfleet we know today was built on that attitude.
Yep.
Well said.
There was a special task force that considered the Takan, and I was part of it. But because there were no other signs of the Empire, we determined the best course of action was to create a restricted zone around the Delphi-Ardu system. I have my concerns, but I'll clear the way with the brass for your travel into the restricted space. Just remember what I've told you. And it wouldn't hurt to read some Sun Tzu en route. Or Marcus Aurelius.
Anything else?
Machiavelli?
Your advice is well taken, Captain Riker. No matter what he throws at us, we'll stand up to this Takan Guardian.
I'm sure you will. Rest assured, the Federation is taking this threat very seriously. You won't be alone out there for too long.
Thank you, Captain Riker.
One more thing. Ambassador Spock said that Takan stole some data from your central computer. What's that all about?
We're still assessing the extent of the breach. Nothing to report as of right now.
That's it? Ambassador Spock suggested it was something more serious, which is why I'm asking.
I'll back him up here.
There was a lot of data stolen. A lot to sift through.
Yes, we're still making sure our assessment is accurate. We don't want to raise alarms unnecessarily.
I'd raise that alarm pretty loudly if I were you. There's a lot riding on this. And if it comes to it, the Titan and I will be ready to personally lend a hand in this fight.
Sensed Jara was being evasive when asked about what the Takan had stolen. I've pissed him off enough. Thankful Jara didn't tell Captain Riker about the stolen shield algorithms. I was real tempted. Like I said, I'll follow his lead. I'll follow the captain's lead this time, but...
Let's hope it doesn't get that far.
Riker out.
Thank you for not getting too specific with Riker about the data breach. Better we handle this ourselves, without all of Starfleet hearing about it.
Just don't put me in that kind of position again.
I'll try. And remember, we're on the same team here.
Wish you'd remember
I
that.
have more research to do. So do you. I'm sure the ship's computer has Sun Tzu in its library. Dismissed.
Kind of a jerk.
It's the automated Federation warning buoy. Transmitting the disable code Captain Riker provided.
So if it worked, there we go.
That was unpleasant. Commander Ermont, what are the conditions of our systems?
All internal systems operational.
Alarms
Commander
are
Westbrook,
annoying.
what are your scans of the planet?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No sign of this outrageously powerful Takan being?
I'm running a magneton scan now, but so far, nothing.
Where are you? Prep your way, team. We don't know if Portal 6-3 will cooperate. If he's not an asset, he's an enemy. So be ready for anything.
Pretty good team I've got there, actually. Got the Chief Security Officer, or Chief Security, got the Chief Science Officer, and the Chief Medical Officer. Pretty sensible team.
Prove you're worth keeping alive for a little while longer.
I cannot stop this ship any more than you could stop the tides.
Not good enough.
The impotent threats of a lower life form do not sway me. I will not bend to you. I was born 600,000 years ago. But a new age dawns today.
Are you the scion of the flame?
My name is Zan Utlosa. I was born in the final days of the Age of Makto. And we are all scions of the flame. Every one of us who have traveled across the Bridge of Time to be here for the Great Awakening. We have all sworn ourselves to the cause.
Eventually, one of you will break.
You don't understand how overmatched you truly are. This craft was nothing before we imbued it with the speed required by our mission. And the Cartabula produces enough energy to drive an entire fleet of ships like this one.
Well, thanks
But
for
when we wake the
that.
Aphelion, we won't need a fleet.
The Aphelion?
Only then will you understand the might of the Takan Empire. Reborn in this time. This is just a drop in an ocean of power you cannot even imagine.
And when you wake the Aphelion, what are you going to do with it?
Anything we want.
Come on! This goes from bad to worse unless you do what they say.
That seems like it might not be good.
It's coming alive.
He can't stop the ship.
Then he will. Or we cut off his hands and use them ourselves.
The moment
Grizzly.
I reduce speed or change our heading, the others will know. First, they'll just resume course from elsewhere. Trivial matter. And then, they will come here. For you, this is a dead end.
I don't know if he's telling the truth, but I don't like it. We need a new plan.
He's just trying to talk his way out of trouble. Why would you tell us all this?
Because it doesn't matter.
I tell you, because I value my own life. When my fellow scions come, and they will come, I expect you'll all act like the savages you are, and a battle will ensue. We've all died once. I don't intend to do so again. I won't touch those controls. If you want to get us killed, do it yourselves.
You
Fair.
fear death. There's a way to stop this ship for good, and he knows how. He just needs more pressure.
What kind of pressure?
We hurt him, he'll talk. Trust me.
That's against Starfleet protocol.
You're not on a Starfleet ship. Your protocol does not apply.
Fair.
We take the action that will lead to our victory. Don't assume your moral code takes precedence above all others.
I'm not gonna torture them. Not like this.
Relieved when Carter refused to go along with Major Arminta's plan to harm the Takan prisoner. Disappointed when Carter refused to let him torture the Takan prisoner to get the information they needed.
But there's gotta be something we can work with here. What's this?
This display shows the location of the Takan on the ship. This is where the infiltrators are, the central artery of ship systems. Sensors, propulsion, weapons. Doesn't seem to be working here.
This is weird. This area here?
Power generation. The warp cores.
It's deserted.
Not really needed, I guess.
Going this fast, it would be too dangerous to force a warp collapse by cracking one of the propulsion coils. That could rupture the hull, end up damaging the Cartabula in the process.
And that risks tearing a hole in space.
We can't have that.
Engine status. Right. The warp cores are still practically redlined. However they've supercharged the Zeldi, it still relies on existing systems.
They just amplify the output?
But the Takan have already interfaced with those systems. The controls will be no use. So we'd have to find a way to manually shut down the warp cores.
Might not be a manual shutdown as much as it'll be sabotage.
No one appears to be guarding it. I think I can get us there. But once we're in, do you really think you can cripple my ship? Not something I'd normally ask. But I'm coming around to it.
She just, I guess she likes breaking things.
Well, usually I'm the guy fixing the things that go wrong on a starship. I'm sure I could figure out a way to break it.
You may even find you like destroying things.
This plan of yours has one problem. It strands us. Left out of the fight when there's a war going on.
Our fight is here, now. This is how we do the most good. For the Empire.
For the Empire.
I don't know, she seems a little bit flirty. Am I wrong? Also, yeah, breaking things is fun.
So, Carter, you didn't beam out after all. I thought you'd escaped when we boarded. I had almost hoped you'd made it off. And Nilly's there with you too, right? It's good you two are together.
Believe me, I don't want to be here either. It looks like neither of us get our way.
But Carter, I am going to get my way. You're not a fighter. I know it. You know it. That's why you're hiding. Somewhere on this ship. But the Takan Empire has so much to offer you. Think of all the knowledge lost for 500,000 years that you'd have access to. I know you want more from life, and I want to show you what you could be a part of. Not just the wonders you've already seen from us. In our time, we had the power to move stars. Carter, you have a thirst for discovery, and a part of you would remain to experience the things I can show you. But if you try to fight it...
You don't know what you're doing. Miranda, we can help you, but you have to fight.
Miranda is a part of us now. She's accepted that.
You're lying.
I have no reason to lie.
Yeah, you do.
Every one of us on this crusade has fought wars more brutal and consuming than you could fathom. But I want to reach a peaceful resolution to this. Carter, we have a plan for you. And for the others, too. We don't want to have to destroy you.
Well, what's this plan you have? Is it the one where you steal our bodies and erase our minds?
That's a simplistic view of it. Your memories would live on within us. We can continue this conversation in person. I'll see you on the bridge very soon.
Our comm badges. She's tracking our location with them.
If we have to use force to free our fellow Scions, there will be casualties.
We can't stay here. And we need to disable the transmitters.
Where'd you go? You don't want to talk to me?
She's trying to keep you talking.
I mean, I get it. But I'm trying to help you.
I'll let her have the last word. Touched when Carter offered to help her fight against the Khan, it was then undone when he refused to respond to her. Dang it! I was trying to be careful. I figured.
Got it.
Mine's done too.
Time to hit the road.
You've forgotten something. They know where we're going.
Set to stun. You're not going to shoot a guy who's unconscious, are you?
You keep getting in my way.
We've managed this far without doing it your way.
We are hardly in control of this situation. And now we have loose ends.
Yeah.
You know what? You can argue on the way. Now let's move it.
I hope they're impressed. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind Itasca's tall girlfriend if, if Miranda decides that she's not happy with me not fighting hard enough for her, I can take Itasca as tall girlfriend. I'm down with that. Diaz can have matching tall girlfriends. I mean, different races, or different species, but yeah, you get what I mean. They're both tall and they're both cool. Why not? The Last Guardian. Hey, we all beamed down together.
Our coordinates match the exact location where Riker met Portal 6-3.
Unlike Riker's team, we beamed down without a problem.
It's quiet.
Portal has to know we're here.
Too quiet.
If he won't come to us, we'll go to him. Spread out.
Already gave it a scan. Dead. Whole planet feels like it's been turned to stone.
Doctor?
Commander? Keeping an eye on those iridium levels? Good. Last thing we need are your cells destabilizing on a hostile alien planet.
Not wrong.
Burn marks.
The report mentioned phaser fire being redirected toward these strange crystals.
It also mentioned Portal calling down lightning bolts.
Better keep our guards up. Anything unusual, Commander?
It's all unusual, to be honest. We've precious little data on this planet, so brief was Captain Riker's visit. Anything he didn't see himself is a total unknown.
We deal with unknowns all the time. Part of the job.
I'm accustomed to dealing with the unknown from my station on the bridge.
It's good to get your hands dirty once in a while.
If I recall right, Geordi LaForge transported in here, hanging upside down.
I guess we're lucky we were spared the indignity.
Mia music feels like a bit of a... I might be wrong, but music feels like it's sort of calling back a little bit to that episode. But, yes, that is something that happened.
This is where Portal 6-3 projected his image.
He was guarding this bridge. That has to mean something.
We'll move forward when you're ready, Commander.
Yeah, it's funny. So, I mentioned last episode that when, there's that moment where I really, where it really registered that she has the same voice actress as Liara from Mass Effect. Now, just about everything she says, I'm hearing that. I'm hearing it. Before that moment, it's like, wow, it's remarkable how little she sounds like Liara. But now it's like, wow, I really hear Liara in that voice now. Alright, come out, big boy.
Follow me.
Oh, that dude at the back.
Ends here.
That dude at the back gonna be doomed.
Is it me? Or did that path just disappear?
There was a path there a moment ago.
There must be an explanation.
Yep. Wild science.
Tetrametric pulses.
Same energy as the other Takan technology.
Most of the crystals appear dormant. What's different about this one?
Readings indicate there's a cavity in the rock right behind it.
We could try melting a hole through the wall with our phasers.
Worth a try.
I get the feeling that probably won't work.
Nothing.
There's gotta be a weakness. Somewhere it isn't totally solid. Whoa!
That makes
An illusion.
sense.
I'm sure that wall was as real as the rest of them. I felt it.
It's almost like our holodeck technology, but far more advanced.
The crystals must be absorbing the energy from our phasers.
I'm picking up something. A biosignature. It's faint, but it's there.
With me.
I should have realized earlier that the crystal was the thing to shoot. One of those things that just makes sense in retrospect.
Another dead end.
Or another illusion.
Crewman LaRue, if you would.
Deval to Resolute. Beam crewman LaRue directly to medical.
Is he okay?
He'll live.
Not all crystals work the same, it seems.
Don't fire your phasers at any crystals unless we're sure they're putting out the same pulses as before.
Tricorder to find tetrametric crystals, then shoot them with your phaser.
We don't have any data about what's below the surface on Delphi Ardu 4. And I don't feel a particularly strong urge to find out.
Then that makes two of us.
Where's your sense of adventure?
More crystals. Need a way across. Looks like there used to be a bridge here.
Aside from the breathable atmosphere, this is a remarkably inhospitable planet. Traces indicate there was once living flora, but it's been dead so long it's practically turned to stone.
From what Portal told Riker, it was an outpost to defend the far edge of the Takan Empire.
Well, it's not that now. Now, it's a grave.
I wonder if this place was always so lifeless.
I mean, he just told us no.
There's something alive beyond this wall. Based on the data from the Enterprise's records, it must be Portal 6-3.
I'll figure out how to get us past it.
I know you will. The biosignature is coming from this direction, I'm sure of it. But there's no getting through here.
There's always a way.
No tetrametric radiation detected. Do not discharge phaser at this crystal. Thanks. Here it is.
Tetrametric. Good sign.
Maybe creating an illusion that can be displayed with a phaser blast.
Commander!
Look at that.
Trust, but verify.
Indeed.
Smart. Sure, it just separated me from my friends.
I assume you've noticed the bridge we crossed to get here is no longer tangible.
Ah. Bit of a problem.
If logic prevails, there's a way to get it back by finding the right crystal to phaser. I'm getting some faint tetrametric readings from inside that mountain.
Then I'll head over there.
And I'll stay here, in case the bridge decides to come back.
You never know, it could happen.
Good.
I checked from a different angle. I almost shot it.
Tetrametric. Better go see what's different.
That's a big boy crystal there.
The way's clear. Good work, Commander.
We'll make sure it's safe.
I like how they just skipped to us getting there. Skipped to me getting there. Thanks for not making me backtrack. Trying to turn around to talk to make sure I didn't miss anything behind me, but so much for that idea. Because we kind of limited kind of limits where I can look. They did follow me. I wasn't sure if they did. I wasn't sure if they had followed me.
Incredible.
That's a honkin' big crystal.
The plants here are actually alive. Is this the biosignature you detected, Doctor?
No. Not a match.
Tetrametric.
Then it's creating an illusion as well.
Based on the data we have so far.
Only one thing left to do.
Doctor, be ready to beam us out if it turns out we're wrong.
Duval to Resolute. Lock transporter on away team.
Yeah, here you go.
Amazing.
There's nothing like this in any Federation record.
The plants.
That's a shame. There you are.
Barbarians.
It's him.
How dare you disturb me?
Yep. Good old Portal 6-3. Voiced by Mark Rolston. He's been around for a pretty good long time. He's done a fair bit of stuff. He was in Aliens. He was Private Drake in Aliens, Boggs Diamond in Shawshank Redemption. He's still going as well. He was in Bosch. Which I've never actually heard of. He is not the one who originally played Portal 63 back on the original episode. Daryl 63 was originally played by Daryl Henriques. Who is now 81 years old, so that might be why he didn't come back for this. He was he is, definitely up there in age. That said, Mark Rolston has actually appeared in, did actually appear in Star Trek Next Generation. There was a 7th season episode where he played I believe a psychic murderer. So, yeah. Yeah, he did a. So yeah, he was there. He was very, very creepy in that episode. And he did appear in a couple episodes of Star Trek Enterprise as well. So, like I said, I mean, he's done a fair bit of. He's been around for a while, so he's done quite a bit of work. He's just sort of a one of those reliable character actors. That might be the last of the voices. That might be the last of the notable voice actors, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure that's the last of the voice actors I need to mention. Hurrah!
I'd hoped you had enough sense to leave of your own accord, but here you stand. Fools. In another time, I would have destroyed you and your ship simply for setting foot in this place. Fortunately for you, that time has passed.
Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire. We've come a long way to meet you.
Guardian? I am guardian of nothing. The Takan no longer exist. Don't care to be reminded. If this is why you've come, then you should leave. Now.
I'll cut right to it. The Takan have returned.
Returned? My people have come back? How can that be? I've been alone for so long. If it is true, how did they return?
Draconian technology made it possible. To enable the transfer of consciousness from one being to another after physical death. We call it bioforming. A group of Draconians calling themselves Scions of the Flame used it to reawaken after hundreds of millennia.
Scions of the Flame?
Is something wrong?
I'd hardly call them Takan. They were a radical faction with beliefs outside the mainstream. Beliefs that lesser life forms should serve as vessels to ensure Takan immortality. You want me to help you destroy them?
Well, I mean, good to know that he doesn't like them.
That's why you've come. You want to destroy these Scions.
There is a war looming that could engulf the Quadrant. We want you to help us bring about peace before it gets to that point.
Peace always comes at a cost.
They have an incredibly powerful energy source they call the Cartabula.
These Scions have the Cartabula.
And they've used it as a weapon against us.
I will speak with you alone.
What are you doing?
Okay, then.
Where are we? Where's my team?
They're safe where we left them. That the Scions have stolen the Cartabula is deeply concerning. And to be honest, I'd rather speak with you alone, Jana Rydek.
Fair enough. And, very nice show of power. Yep. Not scared, but I am suitably impressed. That was very cool.
Your colleagues don't know what it means to be the last of one's kind. You and I are remnants of fallen civilizations. The Kobliad, the Takan. One dying, one dead. Our species could not be more different, but we both know the meaning of loss. The others wouldn't understand. It's beyond their ability to comprehend.
I see you're hurting, and I understand your pain. But pain shouldn't stop us from moving forward.
You do not understand me, nor the pain I feel for the loss of our once glorious empire.
Fair. You know what? That's fair, dude. This is super cool. Awesome place you got here.
Tell me, why spend your days away from your own people when so few of them are left? Why live your life working for this federation to which the Cobliad do not even belong? And submit yourself to their authority? It makes no sense. Not by my logic.
It's true, the Cobliad chose not to join the Federation when the offer was made. And I could have chosen to stay on my home planet, waiting for the next shipment of Diridium to arrive, biding my time and fearing for the worst. Instead, I chose to embrace the future, not fear it. Joining Starfleet gave me the opportunity not just to help my own people, but countless more. You told Riker you'd wait until you were needed.
Found Jar to be diplomatic, principled, and ambitious in their first meeting. Thanks, man. And you know, that's a good reason for her to join the Federation, you know? No sense waiting to die.
You're needed now. We need you.
As much as it pains me to learn the Cartabula has fallen into the hands of the Scions, my services are not up for offer.
Is that why you're gonna let me keep walking up to you, dude? You're just... I mean, you've already made your decision. You're already gonna help. You're just waiting for me to give you the right, words to justify it. I kind of wish that you could just say that. You've decided to help. You just want me to tell you why.
To be chosen as a portal was to give one's entire self to the cause of protecting the Takan Empire. I left behind everything I know, and now you want me to turn against my own people. A betrayal of my oath, and everything I vowed to protect.
3 good choices here.
These aren't the Takan you knew. They're a facsimile. They're imposters. And they tarnish the Takan name.
We faced these questions in my time as well. What you call bioforming, we thought of as a marginal science. But if these reborn Takan plan to restore the Empire, is that a disaster to be avoided? Taconian technology is so advanced, it could save millions of species currently on the brink of extinction, including your own. And at the price of a small few, think of how the many could benefit. Instead, it sounds as if you are reacting out of fear before you have a full understanding of what's at stake. I don't think you've given this full consideration. You may have more to gain than to lose.
You told me your people didn't use bioforming. That's because you knew it was wrong. Wrong to employ on an individual basis, and surely wrong on a galactic scale.
Yep.
You are correct. The Takan did not use bioforming on a large scale. That the way these Scions are using it would not have been accepted when the Empire still stood. I'm curious to see these Scions masquerading as true Takan. So I will go with you, and we shall find them. But when we do, I will judge them myself as a guardian of the Takon.
That's fair.
To understand their true intentions, for better or worse.
It's certainly your right to make your own decisions. I won't tell you otherwise.
Very well. I'll return now.
Oh, I'm just thinking that was actually a really good way of putting it. Your right to make your own decisions, which is what the Scions are denying the people that they take control of. Because I mean, that's what it comes down to. They are like stripping the control away from the people that they take over. So me coming in and being like, you know, hey, you get to make your own decisions. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a good tactic to employ against them, frankly.
Commander!
When he pressed her on why she had come, he was struck by her reasoning and morality. That's me. Reasoned and moral.
Hold your
Guns
fire.
down.
I'm all right. He's coming with us.
We assumed the worst.
She's perfectly fine. Now then, shall we?
All right. We can beam up your... Do you have any equipment or tools?
Whoa.
This is all I need.
Away team +1, ready to beam up.
So he could probably get there himself, I'm sure. And the new chapter. Just wait for this title to come up just to make sure. Yep, there we go. Alright, so cool. Pretty cool meeting the meeting Portal again, and his getting some information on the Scions of the Flame, and a little more backstory on the Draconians, or the Takon, I guess, the Takon, whatever. So that was cool. Meeting him was pretty cool. I like that, and it's neat that he's coming along. That should make things pretty interesting. So, still enjoying this. Curious to see how many more episodes are left of this. Hoping I don't get any more crashes. And yeah. I hope to see you for the next episode.